NZXT Cam. Monitor your games while playing. To learn more about it, check out the description. Hey everyone, it is the Angry Honey Badger here, and it is in fact time for Badgers picks for the week of July 12th. We're going to see who's free this week and which 4 champions I'm going to recommend. Free this week, there will be Aurelion Sol, Alawi, Leona, Nami, Quinn, Sejuani, Shen, Sivir, Twisted Fate, and Vi. And for my first champion recommendation for this week, we'll get the obvious one out of the way. It's going to be Quinn. You know, the funny thing is, literally about 1 year ago, before the new season and before all the ADC changes, Quinn was like the best running joke for Free Week ever. She was free over and over and over, like almost every week. It seemed like Riot was forcing us to like, hey, you should play her. She's awesome. But it was comical because she didn't really fit as an ADC. That still kind of is true technically, but she's found a much better role now with roaming and being a solo laner, in my opinion. I play a lot of Quinn now. I really enjoy her kit. It's fun to feel like an ADC who has the potential to carry games, but also have the ability to then solo people and split push probably a little more effectively than some of the other ADCs. Now, I know like Vayne can kind of do it, but Quinn technically has way more mobility than any ADC and brings, you know, just a good natural kit to being a pseudo assassin. So I like playing Quinn a lot. She's a lot of fun. If you like ADC, but you don't like to always be in a duo lane, this is the perfect champion to take mid or top. Also, she can do a good job to maybe throw off the enemies when it comes to where she might be played, and it might be a good person to pick up if you want to counter specific people. I think just anytime you can be decent with Quinn, as long as they don't really have a way to rake you back in or stun you while you jump on their face, you can do really good in certain matchups. Like, for example, against Zed, she can do a really good job early about poking him down, preventing him from farming, and just jumping off him to cause a little bit of trouble for him. I mean, obviously, once he hits 6, you got to play a little bit more careful, but by that point, you've probably already killed him once or twice, and you can continue to snowball the lane. So, Quinn is going to be the first champion I recommend for this week. The second champion we're going to throw things over to is Vi. Vi is another champion I've always really enjoyed playing. She's kind of my favorite standard jungler, and by what I mean by standard jungler is if you're new to the jungle, or if you're looking for someone who's just solid in everything they do and you want to have a diverse path that you can take, whether you're going to be going as a damage builder or you're going to tank out for your team, Vi is always very consistent. She has a good strong passive which helps her in the jungle and in team fights with having that shield available. She has percentage damage if she continues to attack people with her W. Obviously that's always active and you can do some pretty significant damage there. Excessive force can be helpful for clearing waves and pushing quick if she needs to do that. And of course her Q is just really impactful, just getting to get in and do good work on early ganks. And she's got a very simple point-and-click ultimate. The only thing you could say downside to it is when you're going in, you're going in. Hopefully your team comes with you, but it's a really easy way to set up and gank with her if you're not the most confident jungler or ganker or team fighter. It's really important that you try her out if you're one of those people. Also, most of the time, it's very known when she's going all in with her ultimate, and people usually follow it up very, very easily or very well. So she's a good champion to play if you're looking for someone in the jungle. Try her out. My third recommendation is going to go over to Sejuani. Now, Sejuani was in the OP picks a couple patches ago for my OP picks for that patch. You can go learn a little more about her there, but we'll talk about her here too. One thing I like about Sejuani is she has plenty of damage for the tankiness that she provides her team. She also has a lot of crowd control, as we know. She has lots of slows, ways to knock people up. She can lock down a whole team with a great Glacial Prism. So she has a lot of utility that helps her team win fights. The other thing, like I said, is she brings plenty of damage. Northern Winds are very impactful if she's in the middle of a fight doing plenty of damage, and if you build her anywhere or any way like I do, you typically end up going Cinderhulk, which is good, and then you usually pick up a Haunting Guise and Liandry Torment at some point, which will amplify the penetration and the magic damage that she is doing with all of her abilities. And since everything she does pretty much is a slow, stun, knock up or something, she's going to get a lot of value out of Liandry's Torment and getting that extra damage off of it. I think she's a good pick in the jungle too because she has very good clear, pretty successful early ganks, not that difficult, and she's got good survivability in them as well. Very impactful. So if you're looking for a tanky jungler, because tanks have fallen out of the meta in top lane, and it's still good to have one on your team and somebody in the bot lane, support-wise isn't playing a Braum or anything tanky, maybe you have a Janna or somebody else, then a good Sejuani this week could be in your favor if you want to play her, so try her out. And for my final recommendation for this week, I'm going to throw that one over to Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate has seen his, I don't know, he's never seen like a super prominent rise in specific play, but he's always there and he's always available. And part of the reason for this is he is a global champion, and actually Shen is free this week, so you could actually team up the two of the global champions and pretty much get where you want to go with a good split push comp. But one thing I've always liked about Twisted Fate is he brings as much damage as you want him to have. And what I mean is, if you keep landing yellow cards and you keep landing wild cards, you're going to do a lot of damage in fights. If you pull blue cards constantly and you are always throwing your wild cards all over the place and you're not utilizing his passive, which, let's face it, that empowered attack is incredibly strong, so make sure you auto attack the enemy champions with it. But like, he can do a lot of work. And the other nice thing too is, if you are a mid laner who likes to impact other lanes, roam a little bit, maybe cause problems for the enemy jungler, Twisted Fate does this incredibly well with his ultimate. He can just ult, see where everybody's at, and then choose a target and then go kill them. If you start to get a little ahead, Twisted Fate really snowballs games hard, because he can push his lane pretty quick and then just run out of his lane. Mid laner goes, I don't know where he went, and then he shows up bot lane, he picks up a double kill. Like, Twisted Fate can snowball so fast because of this. So if you want to take Flash Ghost, that's a good thing for chasing and running down kills. It works really well. If you want to take Flash Ignite, that works once you lock them down with a yellow card. You can kill them off quick, especially if they try to flash afterwards. Hopefully the Ignite will burn them out. Or if you want to just make sure you have super awesome global pressure, be able to gank the side lanes and then get back to lane quick, you can always take Teleport. So an early Teleport is good too, if you push up quick and then get the gold you want to go buy and then come back to lane without really missing any more gold or experience. It can work well. So Twisted Fate, very diverse. You should try him out this week. Those are the champions that are free this week. Those are the 4 I'm recommending. Obviously, play all the ones you want to play. We'll go over them briefly to let you know what I think of them. Aurelion Sol, honestly, he's got some decent power to him, but takes a little bit of know-how and experience to play him to a prominent and strong point. So kind of try him out if you want, but might be difficult. Alawi's actually pretty strong right now. You could try her out after she's got her changes. Leona was an OP pick, as we know, at one point. You might want to try her out. She's actually very strong right now in the bot lane with certain ADCs. Nami, a really good disengage support. You could try her out, but she's not played constantly, but she does have great disengage. Shen, wasn't a giant fan of his rework, coming around to it a little bit now, but he is impactful. You can build him as a straight tank jungler. It's very strong, but have as much fun with that as you will. Sivir, impactful ADC this week as well, and has really good late game numbers now, as we know, once they buffed her Ricochet. So this week honestly has some pretty good champions. Some people may disagree. Let me know down below in the comments, and let me know who you also will be playing. If there's a box around any of these champions portraits right now, that means you can click on it and it will take you to some sort of video for that champion, and you should enjoy it, because yay. Anyways, I wish all of you the very best of luck this week on the Fields of Justice.